So, a few months ago, the trailer for Jurassic World came out. Jurassic World? More like Jurassic LOL'd. Let's pick it apart, shall we?
I'm really proud of you for going on this trip.
You're gonna have so much fun. And remember, if something chases you, run.
That's bad parenting. Kid's scarred for life now. Remember, the park supposedly opened 22 years after this, and 18 years after this. Now, the boy may not have known anything about that, but Mom would have. A T-Rex ransacking America. It would have covered world news. In fact, it did. I mean, you don't go to see the lions at the zoo with your mother suddenly telling you, and remember, if anything snatches you, scream.
Do they train it to jump through hoops too?
We have learned more in the past decade from genetics than a century of digging up bones. Nerd! We have our first genetically modified hybrid.
You just went and made a new dinosaur? Probably not a good idea.
And that sums up the entire film's plot.
Almost 40 feet high. Really think she climbed out?
Depends.
On what?
What kind of dinosaur they cooked up in that lab. Evacuate the island. She's a highly intelligent animal. She will kill anything that moves.
Run away! We're being chased by nothing!
What? Could that get any worse? Okay, yeah, okay, there's that. Okay, so the trailer is as generic as they come, and raptors and motorcycles are a bit odd, but at least not without history. Question is, what is going to happen to our precious childhood memories? Nothing. Unless you expect Jurassic Park. This film has been in and out of pre-production since 2001, and from very early on it would have had something to do with genetically altered, trainable dinosaurs.
We thought we could combine different dinosaurs' DNA, but it all went horribly wrong! Look for the mark of Jurassic Park, you chaos effect!
The raptor motorcycle scene was hinted at since 2005. Allegedly, Spielberg said he wanted to use such a scene because in the Lost World novel there were parts where characters escaped from raptors using motorcycles. I remember the rumors of controllable microchip dinos.
But it all went horribly wrong!
Back then, I just thought it was bad story writing. Now, I understand that it is bad story writing, but with a purpose to monster films. Dino chips are a recipe for disaster, which is precisely what will happen.
You just went and made a new dinosaur? Probably not a good idea.
But so very, very lucrative for business.
Money makes the world go round, the world go round, the world go round. Money makes the go round, that clinking, clanking sound.
But, alright, Jurassic Park didn't have the most amazing story either. Is this film going to live up then? But we already know the answer. Of course not. This film plays it perfectly safe. It doesn't do anything new. Whereas Park was innovative, especially in its use of computer technology, World simply uses techniques that already exist.
You know, you read what others had done, and you took the next step. You didn't earn the knowledge for yourselves, so you don't take any responsibility for it.
What I admire about Park is the performance of the actors. Apart from spectacularly pulling Attenborough out of retirement, Spielberg didn't really use any big names. 1993 contemporaries to Chris Pratt would have been Robin Williams, Tom Hanks, or Harrison Ford. Yet Spielberg chose Sam Neill for the role as Alan Grant, after Ford had declined the offer. And I think this was a good choice, a slightly fresher face on the big screen, rather than Indiana Jones meets weird creatures.
The actors all play well together in Jurassic Park. What they say feels natural, with the characters even stumbling over their own words or interrupting each other. It feels fluent and real and intelligent.
What kind of dinosaur they cooked up in that lab?
This feels less intelligent, honestly. Is that a bad thing? No, not necessarily. But I have an easier time believing Neil as an archaeologist than Pratt as a raptor trainer. I still think of him as Star-Lord.
Who? Star-Lord, man. Legendary outlaw. Guys?
Ah, forget it. Park also had its iconic moments. As the Brachiosaurus, the Triceratops, and the T-Rex attack. I remember it well. It remains to be seen whether World will create its own iconic moments too. So is this just a quick cash grab? A way to sell dino lunchboxes and toys again? Well, partly, maybe, yes, but not entirely. Looking at this film's pre-production time, it is safe to say that quick is out of the window. Which begs the ultimate question. Why was this film made? My thought on this is that, yes, money is always a reason, and Hollywood has not known originality since over a decade now. I think that reboots and remakes are simply easier to create than an original story. These kinds of films never make it to the Academy Awards, but then who needs gold when you can have so much green?
This side of the theater is the 7 other nominees. American Sniper is Oprah, because you're rich.
I think they just finally wanted to make this film, ignoring all scientific evidence on feathered dinosaurs and realism.
Paleontologists are upset, right?
I don't know how they feel, what their emotions are.
To conform to the aesthetics of the original Jurassic Park. Because that's what we recognize, that's what we like, and that's what sells.
You slapped it on a plastic lunchbox, and now you're selling it. You want to sell it.
So, will it be terrible? Of course not. I actually look forward to watching Jurassic World. It's been ages since there has been a good dinosaur film in the cinemas, and I think it's going to be entertaining. Besides, it can't get much worse than that third film now, can it?
Alan!
So go watch it when it's out there. Be entertained, but be real about it, and for God's sake, leave your childhood memories out of this. For now, I say thank you, en flikker toch allemaal een eind heen. Cheerio. So go watch it when it's out. Godverdomme. The camera woman is not helping out here. Just not.